Good morning, greetings from the car, and we are, I guess, super early today, but that's okay. And I apologize for my coolness today. With the sunglasses, I know Philip is with me. He agrees with my coolness, and so he's going to help us out just a tad today. He's going to read a couple verses from Psalm 30. And we had a good crowd last night in church, and so thankful for all those that were able to make it out for services yesterday. And we're traveling downstate. We're going to Rochester Hills Baptist Church, so you can be in prayer for me and Philip as we travel. And they are hosting an Awake America meeting, and so they're want to meet with pastors and want to encourage us to be involved in our government, and kind of encouraging us to take a stand for the faith, for what's right. And so we're going to go down there and learn some things. They also want to give us the wherewithal of how to connect with our officials and be an encouragement and blessing to them. And so we're looking forward to it, right? Right, okay. He doesn't speak much, just a nod, but his sign language skills aren't great either, so the nod is about it in regards to sign language. That's okay. So we're going to look at Psalm 30 today. If you'd like to join us and follow along, Philip's going to read them, and then we'll make a few comments this morning. So Philip, you're going to have to read loud. It's a little loud here in the car as well. And so Philip, if you wouldn't mind, Psalm 30 is where we're at, everybody. And looking at verses 1 through 3. So Philip, go ahead.
I will extol thee, O Lord, for thou hast lifted me up, and hast not made my foes to rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me. O Lord, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave. Thou hast kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit.
All right, great. If you would, Philip, if you wouldn't mind reading verse number 2 again. This is kind of where I wanted to focus this morning. Go ahead.
O Lord my God, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me.
Okay, so David calling out unto the Lord again, and we find sandwiched in the middle of these 3 verses here, and kind of my focus for this morning kind of jumped off the page of me, was verse number 2, where David cries out to the Lord in a heart and attitude and spirit of prayer, and right after he cries out to the Lord, what does the Lord do again, Philip? What does it say, the second part of that verse?
And thou hast healed me.
Thou hast healed me. I wanted to just share this thought with you, and really kind of a couple, in regards to the Lord healing us. And kind of as we are in this current situation we find ourselves in, as we think about the virus that we're going with and through in our country and our world today. But I'm so thankful for a God that listens to us. I'm thankful for a God that we know, another name which we know him by is the great physician, and that he can heal us. He can provide for us. He can make our bodies whole again. I'm so thankful for that. And oftentimes he uses what we call modern medicine. He uses the doctors and nurses and so on to help rid our bodies of illness, disease, to help make our bodies whole again. And that at the same time, also we know this, that the church is really a spiritual hospital. And we find that the Lord heals our heart of hurt and from maybe discouragement or depression. God is the answer, and he heals us from those, I don't want to call them illnesses or diseases, but from those problems that we have in our life. And so he heals us from our physical issues, also our mental issues, and then we could look at even our spiritual issues as we think about the sin which does so easily beset us. And it's sin that has separated us from God. It is sin that has doomed us and damned us to an eternity in hell. And God is the cure. He has the answer. We find that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. We find that God is our answer, and He can heal us physically, mentally, and spiritually. So let's look to Jesus today, knowing that He is the great healer, the great physician. We find even that the Holy Spirit is the comforter during these times. And so as we look at verse number 2, and that's where we focus today, David calls on the Lord in his time of difficulty, and the Lord heals him. And then, Philip, if you would, let's look at verse number 3.
O Lord, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave. Thou hast kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit.
All right, very good. So it's the Lord that has brought him up from the cave, from his moment of difficulty. And God is our healer. Be thankful today that we have somebody to run to and turn to, because there's going to be a time, and there's a time in everybody's life, to where the doctors can't do anymore, to where the medicine's no longer working. But there is a God who is always working, a God who is on the throne, and He will heal us, and our bodies will be healed. We will get new bodies one day, and our souls are healed at the moment of salvation. So rest assured in that fact today. And so have a great day today. I want to leave it just that thought today, that God's our healer, and He does listen to us. So be in prayer for us as we travel. We're hoping to be back late afternoon or early evening, and looking forward to how God's going to work in our hearts even today. And trust the Lord will work in your heart as well. Here's something I thought of, and you may want to, this might be an encouragement to you. For those of you who have kids in school, and if they can bring phones or whatever, hey, encourage them to, on their breaks, on their lunch break in between classes. I don't know if they can even do this, but watch the Power Up video, and maybe they can encourage some of their classmates or teacher maybe to listen and look along as well. And so I just want to encourage you along those lines. All right, have a great day today, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye now. Lord bless you.